I know you guys have been looking forward to this one, and here it is. The Lannisters are the Wardens of the West and easily the richest family in all of Westeros. Their sigil is a golden lion on a scarlet-red banner, and while their motto is "Hear me roar," their unofficial saying of "A Lannister always pays his debts" has become far more associated with their name. The Lannisters descended from a man named Lann the Clever from the Age of Heroes. While not a slayer of monsters like the Grey King, or a great architect like Brandon the Builder, he was an incredible trickster. Stories say that he stole gold from the sun itself to dye his hair blonde, and fooled the Casterlys into giving him their home of Casterly Rock. Lann the Clever established House Lannister and named himself king in the Westerlands, a position his family held until Aegon Targaryen came knocking. After the Targaryen's dragons burned the forces of the West at the Field of Fire, King Loren Lannister was captured and surrendered his crown in a trade for an intact lordship over the West. Despite this though, the Lannisters remained a strong house until Tytos, father of Tywin Lannister, came along. Tytos was a kind man, but he lacked any sort of control or respect over the lesser houses he ruled over, and much to the chagrin of his son Tywin, turned their once powerful house into a joke. Their bannerman houses Reyne and Tarbeck seized on the mighty Lannister line's moment of weakness and rebelled against them. Both frustrated with his father and wanting to preserve his family legacy, a young Tywin took matters into his own hands and led a host to wipe both houses off the face of the earth. The genocide of both these families, and the subsequent renewed respect for the Lannisters, was later immortalized in the song The Rains of Castamere. But Tytos' final embarrassment still came when he died of a heart attack climbing the stairs to his mistress's chamber. Regardless, Tywin's military ability caught the attention of King Aerys Targaryen, and at just 20 years old, Tywin was appointed Hand of the King. For the next 20 years, he did such a good job at his position that many people whispered that it was really him who ran the kingdom. This infuriated the Mad King, and Aerys refused Tywin's request to marry Cersei to his son Rhaegar, and he also named Jaime to the Kingsguard, preventing him from inheriting Casterly Rock. Tywin felt betrayed for his years of hard work, and left the capital to return home to the west. When Robert later took arms against the Mad King in his rebellion, Tywin took King's Landing for Robert and either killed or drove out all of the Targaryens, with the exception of the Mad King himself. While on duty, Jaime overheard Aerys give the command to blow up the city with wildfire, but plunged his sword into his heart before he could do so. Cersei went on to become queen by marrying Robert, and Tywin went on to keep Robert's rule afloat financially. Now, my favorite Lannister for a long time was Tyrion, but I feel like his story so far has peaked with the end of the third book, and I just haven't been able to get back into his character since then. Jaime, on the other hand, seems to have gotten more and more intriguing with every step he takes in his stories, so while I technically call this a tie, I'm gonna go with him. Okay, so spoilers are going to cover everything until the end of A Dance with Dragons. We have lots to cover, so let's get started in 3, 2, 1... Joffrey is poisoned at his wedding feast with a killer still unknown, making Tommen the new king, but Myrcella continues to gain popularity for her claim in Dorne. Tyrion is arrested for the murder of Joffrey, but breaks free and kills Tywin with a crossbow right before fleeing to Essos. Both a string of events and the loss of his hand caused Jaime to change and grow apart from Cersei. He and Brienne are now focused on finding Sansa to honor the last promise they made to Catelyn. Cersei exercises more bad decision-making, including the legalization of a religious group that turns right back around and arrests her for her crimes against the faith. She really is the train wreck that just keeps on giving. Anyways, thanks for watching, be sure to check out my new Facebook page, and subscribe so you don't miss my next video all about the Crownlands.